from the tech. What happens is
this is becoming all business. This is becoming amorous. Is what this is. This is all money now. We're not talking about spiritual growth any longer. We're not talking about OT levels or going up the bridge or making mankind a more capable being. We're talking about
buying new buildings.
We're talking real estate.
Yes, a lot of real estate.
And we're talking about a non-Scientologist running a Scientologist. So we're talking about people who do not adhere to the same amount of ethics we do. And any ethics they use is their choice because it doesn't matter. Running an ethical, is that possible?
Well, I acknowledge what you're saying. That's all I can say. I fully acknowledge you.
And I'm sure you probably came up with some of the same questions.
Well, it's also, I just want to show you this one document I also found on the internet from the International Freezone Association. It's a group of Scientologists that are practicing their religion outside the auspices of the Church of Scientology. And it says that their Mary Sue Hubbard died 3 years ago, and all mention of her name has been deleted from tapes, books, and other materials, and you would be hard to find any reference to one of the staunch pioneers that played such an instrumental part in founding Scientology. Even her death in 2002 was ignored by the church, and her name was stricken from the International Association of Scientologists. The question is, why?
I can attest to that. I can attest to that, yeah.
We don't know. He says, could it be there were activities behind the scenes surrounding the death of Ron Hubbard, the current management wished to keep private? Well, I don't know, but her name was completely eliminated.
Oh, I can agree to that. In fact, it was almost a question that a lot of new Scientologists asked when they came in. Was he married, was the first question. The second one, oh, really, what's his wife's name? Yeah. And in a lot of cases, either they couldn't tell me or they would not tell me.
Well, a lot of the people are new in Scientology. These things happened 20 years ago. So some people that are now in Scientology are in their mid-30s, were 10 years old then, and they don't know. They didn't see Asher when it was booming with thousands of students.
Nobody would ever, I would never have known.
They haven't heard the original tapes where Ron, starts a lecture, and he would not start a lecture and says, where is Marisol? Where is she? Where is she? Until he came and sat by his side. He would not start the lecture. They deleted that from the BC tapes. So if you went to the Church of Scientology, it would be very nice if they say there's a policy letter called it's called Verbal Data Checklist.
I remember that. The
last point in it says, has it been altered from the original? You go to the Church of Scientology and you said, I want to see the original. I asked. I was not shown the original. I was told, basically.
And now, 20 years later, because this is 2007, if you say, I want to see the original, they would be showing you the altered, thinking it is the original.
Right. I have here this policy letter called Keeping Scientology Working.
Now, for those who don't know, I know that is one thing that is read prior to starting any course.
Right.
That was the policy letter.
And this is the original. This was written by Ron Hubbard with his hand right here. And it says that keeping the Scientology working, point number 1, having the correct technology. And this is not having the correct technology.
And the other books were not
this
having
is based.
It's based, exactly.
Right. So as far as I'm concerned, keeping Scientology working would be having the original books. And you might say, what can we do about it? Or let's tell people what can we do about it.
Something, it's almost like the only thing you ask that question, you put it out there, so I'm going to have to answer it back now. But you said, what can we do about it?
Well, I want to say, and you say, okay? One thing I can say is not give support to those who are altering the tech.
Absolutely, and another one is, let's just be honest enough to say, you're altering tech and stop covering over it and sugarcoating it. It's altered tech, which means it's not L. Ron Hubbard's writing. Who's ever writing it is, granted, that's okay, but that's not L. Ron Hubbard's writing.
L. Ron Hubbard's Keeping Scientology Working.
And it seems to me that he put quite a lot into that one policy letter.
Yes. I challenge you to go and ask the church to show you these original materials.
I doubt you know something, it would never dawn on me that the stuff that they had currently in their library was not the original materials until now.
Right, well, the new people don't know.
Exactly. So, right.
Some people who are pretty sharp, they notice, what is this base on the works? If it says here, you know, keeping Scientology working, this doesn't make any sense. Many people have asked me, this doesn't make any sense.
I noticed that. I asked questions and, well, it didn't go so well for me.
Well, just to let you know, there is a group of Scientologists all over the world that are delivering Scientology. For those who want to know more about this, they would have to do their homework. After we publish this interview on the internet, we will put some websites that people can safely go and see and learn more about it.
Absolutely.
There's one group that you found. What's the name of your group that you found?
You mean the Free Zone?
The Free Zone Earth?
The Free Zone Earth. If my cat...
There's one called the International Free Zone Association also, and there's several other ones. And that's what you can do, not support those who are altering the tech, do your own research.
Right.
Ron says the road to truth is all the way to the end. Find, get yourself on the road to truth, do research on everything that I showed you today. Make your own conclusions, who's running the show, why the tech is being altered, what are the original purposes of Ron Hubbard compared to the purposes in present time, what were the stats back in the 70s, what are the stats now, what is it that...
And are the stats the truth? Bottom line. Because, see, also I noticed that if a person's going to tell me one altered lie, let's call it what it is, this is a lie, then a lie is usually backed up by more lies, that's backed up by more lies. Because maybe I'm being silly, but I noticed that the most altered text that you showed me today was on ethics.
Well, yes. Not only that, let's take a look at the new course that they're delivering called the Professional Metering course.
Right.
I don't understand how can you be a professional in the e-meter if you have never audited a second, a minute, an hour. How can you know how the meter works? It's like learning how to drive without moving the car 1 inch from the road. And so it's not like back in the 70s when Ron was alive, you do all the drills 3 times, you go at it, you go on to the next course, do the drills again, you go at it, you go into the next course, and so on.
Now, I did that particular metering.
Yeah.
I took that course, and I have to tell you, when I finally did get in front of a PC, and I was his auditor, I don't think the PC got its means gained because I was still trying to figure out the e-meter.
Right.
Because I did not have an e-meter to audit with when I was taking the class.
Right.
And it wasn't altered. Now that I realize it was an altered course that I took because it was method 1 and it's one chapter, one very thin chapter, and it didn't cover even close to what my PC was going to, and I was not prepared.
Well, here's the original. So thank you for listening.
Thank you for talking. I've gained a lot, so I thank you for that. And I know that everybody out there is going to gain something from this too.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.
This has been a FreeZoneEarth.org production.